Okay, so another quick update here. So here's what I'm doing. I'm just basically grinding this floor down, and as you can see, I left part of this floor here just for now, just so I can have something to lay on. You know, I know I could just cut a piece of plywood and just lay on it, but I'm just leaving that there while I'm working up in the bow and working on the sides here. And but this is all getting ripped out. You know, I'm just gonna go right down here and cut this piece of flooring out, and then they'll eventually, you know, I'll be getting the stringer out too. But I'm leaving some of this stuff in until I put the wood into the transom, and then I'm going to start working my way forward with the wood structure. So first order of business is to get that in. But before I do that, I just want to get as much of my grinding down as I possibly can. And so I don't have to do a whole lot of grinding here, but basically all over here I'm just trying to get all of the old adhesive off. And as I've gone, I've actually discovered a few spots where somebody has done some repairs before. Okay, like up in here, and you just kind of have to be careful in here in these strake areas, how hard you hit it with the grinder. Okay. Like for example, right here, this was a hole, and there were wood blocks. You could see right down into the outside. Somebody had wood blocks glassed in here, and they actually drilled a hole through it and sealed it from the other side. And that's what held the whole seating structure in place. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. But basically, what I've been doing is just cleaning everything up, and so you know, I'm working my way down. You can see it's pretty clean. You know, you want to go easy with the grinder. I mean, you can hit it a little bit, but you know, just be careful, especially as you get into these corner areas, because you know, a lot of people say, hey, you know, they built them thick back then, and actually they're not. It's not that thick. You know, you can see right here, you got less than a 1/4 inch. There's another hole to the outside. There's about a 1/4 inch of glass, I guess. Not a whole lot. But this is what I've been using. In case anybody's wondering, 4-inch angle grinder, Harbor Freight. Okay, Harbor Freight 4-inch angle grinder, and you know, comes with the tool, you know, to get the chuck off and all that kind of stuff. So I've been using this for the whole boat so far. Chicago Electric, 4.5 inch. All right, and these are the discs I've been using. Okay, 4.5 inch. 36 grit, okay, or I don't even know which one this one was. This is zirconia, whatever, but there are these 4.5 inch flap discs. Here's a 36 grit. I've been using the 60 grit a little bit. Whatever I could get on sale is what I was getting. But they also have 40 grits. 40 grit. The lower, in case anybody's wondering, the lower the grit, the rougher it is. All right, so. Just in case there's some people out there didn't know what it is. So the 40, the 36, and the 60 all work pretty good. You can really tear through it pretty good with the 40s and the 30s. There's not much difference between a 36 and a 40. You know, so don't get nervous. You know, they start getting loaded up with fiberglass, and then eventually you just have to toss it. But you know, I keep some of the more marginal ones around. Because I can still reuse them a little bit, but then you'll know when they're done, they're done. This was another one that I tried, the polycarbide abrasive wheel. That's this whole deal. All right, and you can see this gets loaded up too. This gets loaded up, you know, and this one wasn't all that effective. I found that the flap discs work much better grinding down the hull. All right, so you know, I have some work to do up in here yet. You can see the stringer. There's the stringer. There's no wood. It was just totally rotten. I could jam a screwdriver through this. And the more I was looking at the way this boat was laid up when it was built, a lot of it was probably spray on. It was probably a mixture of spray and resin that came out of a gun, and they just sprayed it onto a mold, a lot of it. And that's how they built it up. So some of it was sloppy, and you know, I cleaned a little bit of it up. But so you know, I'm only taking it up to about here. I'm going to clean up in here a little bit, and you know, I'm getting it down so when I put my new carpet down, it's got something nice to glue to. And then of course, this area right here, this area right in there, this has to be cleaned up pretty good because I'm going to be tabbing. Here's the floor. When I put the new floor in, I'm going to be tabbing the new floor up onto this right here. So this actually has to be nice and clean all the way up through there because I'm going to tab it. Alright, right there too. I need something really nice and clean for the new fiberglass and resin to stick to. So I just want everything to be nice and clean because I just don't want a whole bunch of crap floating around after I'm done with it. So here's an example of what everything looks like with the old adhesive. I don't know if you can see that. There's just tons of this old adhesive, and it was a real pain in the butt to get up. And this is what it looks like cleaner. Alright, almost looks like the scales of a fish, but you don't need to go down that much more. Alright, so that's where I'm at with it. Let's see, any other tools that I've used? Here's a new flap disc. These are basically the flap discs. Got to use gloves with this thing. I've been around tools a long time, and I thought I could just kind of wing it, but the first couple of times I got nailed with the angle grinder. So you just have to be careful. You know, wear gloves, wear protection, and that way you won't be taking any skin off. So that's it for now.